Good afternoon, folks. Pete Yetton here, Managing Director of Remarkable Law Consultancy Limited, for another vlog update on the back of the white paper. I'm just going to keep them coming every week. Well, they're all pre the white paper, but let's just keep on with some positive dialogue. Let's stick on like the hot topic, and there's previous vlogs I've done on this, but let's just reiterate again the agent management piece and how important it is at the front end of your business to ensure that you're supporting that agent piece really well in terms of knowledge and intelligence of what we expect from them. And also similarly, we are allowing internally the areas where we have a lot of expertise and knowledge to permeate into that recruitment area. So I've long been a critic when they're working in the sector, and now obviously working support in the sector, of how we manage relationships internally within an education environment, like a higher education environment, university, or a private provider, or a college, or a boarding school, for instance. Right, there needs to be a lot of dialogue. The larger the institution, especially if it's a more historic-based institution where you have separate identities within faculties and schools, it is so important to make those connections now, because we need to have the processes fluid, understood, codified, so we are not coming unstuck when we're getting audited, and we are understanding the reason why we're doing what we're doing, which is to internationalize the institution, and also to internationalize the domestic students' experience. And what's getting lost on here, and there's a wonderful article I read on LinkedIn at the weekend, is one where a lady has said, surely all students are international. Absolutely. And that's what we focus on when we look at the student experience within the sector. The student experience, the internationalization of that sector, of that institution, actually is as important it is to the staff as it is to domestic students. Because domestic students do not want to come in and just meet people from their own region, from their own country. They're there to get an international and cultural experience. And students are normally, they haven't got preconceived ideas or bias, really. They're quite young in their journey, and therefore a lot more opening and welcoming with empathy. So the agent management piece fundamentally needs to change. Okay, now there are many agents that do a wonderful job, and they are really focused on academic progress for their clients, but the relationship between sometimes the recruitment areas and our agent network internally is not the way it should be. We need to move from this Oliver style, bowl in hand, thank you very much for giving me another few students, into far more of a proactive approach to the agent understanding, yes, you're not exclusive to this institution, but if we don't get this right, then the contract is written in such a way that if there's students that aren't progressing, if there's abuse and more visa refusals, I will lose the contact with that student, with that sponsor. The bigger picture and message to agents is, if we don't get this grip right now, it is really quite easy for the government to separate out the relationship really quickly, because you're unregulated. Right? They could insist, and they've got an agent register, they could insist that they will just en masse keep refusing the same agents that are responsible for visa refusals, that are linked to asylum cases, that are linked to students being stopped at the airport. And therefore the connection needs to change. So what that means for the sector is, as a sponsor, we need to view this really separately. We cannot let recruitment teams go off on a tangent in terms of selling just the product, selling just the university and the support systems, and they're very good at what they do. But what we're not having that relationship or that issue, that the dialogue between compliance and agents to say, bear in mind, right now, here are the hot reasons. Here are the hot reasons why students are being refused, and here's what the government are thinking about your region in this country, and here's how to fix it. So we need to come together. The agents need to understand that they have to work for the benefit of the student and the sponsor when they're making decisions. They don't chase commission structure between playing off institutions, and they are focused that that institution and that country and that course is right for their students. It's under their British Council training. So vlog, there'll be more coming. Have a wonderful week. Stay connected.